We got stuck a little bit. Not too bad. But it's a really bad situation, actually. We'll set up a little camp somewhere and I'll tell you all about it, guys. We just ran into one of our old enemies. Or our old enemy, because I don't really have any enemies except for this guy. Hello there, guys. Welcome to Survival Russia. We are in the dark forest. We are on a night expedition. This is gonna be super awesome. We are in the Survival Russia vehicle, the SRV. We are on the way to the Meteor crater lake, just on a recon overnighter. 4 guys, there's 3 of them in the car there. We've taken off the little tent. What do we call it? I forgot what this is called. You guys will remind me. My brother-in-law, Andre and Slava. It's gonna be fun. So let's go. It's gonna be yeah, a little bit hectic as usual. It's gonna be a little bit interesting out there, but everything should be pretty darn dry. We'll see. We have a few. We actually have a few tricky sections out there, but yeah, let's see how it goes. Let's go. This is just the first part of the road, of course. We only have one front light and all that good stuff. But the first section here is really not that interesting. So let's see what's gonna happen further on. Well, this is what it looks like. Alright guys, so here we are on one of the badder sections. But it's been extremely dry summer, so it's actually not that bad. I don't know how much you can see actually. We can get the power tag out here, the E9R, the E9er, and see what's going on. Small frogs everywhere. But you can see we do have some. The guys are down there, of course. But I'm just scouting the road because that is much better. I'm getting stuck. Let's see. Doesn't look too bad.
Мак, держи меня за анал. Вот это мы гриномес. Так, что там гриномес? Класс.
Самое сложное место.
Вау! Черт! Дэйм!
Сейчас подвесили.
Получше, Lars.
Huh?
Получше!
Okay guys, we are almost through this hill hole here. Survival Russia vehicle is like a small tank on wheels. We are in the low range at the moment. Let's hope we're gonna make it through here. Yeah! Alright guys, we reached our destination. We actually been here together, some of us, like a year ago. We're gonna put up the tent there. Maybe some of you remember we were sitting here. Yeah, that's like a year ago. And the lake is out there. The meteorite lake is out there somewhere. But give me a few moments here and let me help the guys set up the camp and stuff like usual. Alright, so we managed to set up camp. There we have our tent, the cuboid from PF Berik. Over there we have the car, the SRV. And then we have the little forest dwelling. We're not gonna cook up all sorts of stuff. The guys are in a good mood. I've been driving, and we have 2 kilometers to the lake there. None of us been there before. I've been here, but it's gonna be very interesting. It's a very thick forest. But maybe I'll see you a little bit later. I just wanted to bring you on this very spontaneous trip. The trip here is like a recon for a longer trip where we'll go with metal detectors and Geiger counters and who knows what's in there. Nobody knows. So we're gonna find out. Drone. We need the drone as well, of course. We're on the way back. I'll tell you about that later. We have 2 big caper callies down there. They're really hard to get to, but the vehicle is not so hard as you can see. But if you're hunting for them, they're almost impossible to get to. That's why it's illegal to hunt them from vehicles. We got stuck a little bit, not too bad, but it's a really bad situation actually. We'll set up a little camp somewhere and I'll tell you all about it, guys. But finding this lake or getting to this lake has proved harder than than we thought. We just ran into one of our old enemies, or our old enemy, because I don't really have any enemies except for this guy. So now we're heading in on a little forest road we've never been on. Now we just take a little bit of an expedition. Pretty nice road so far. So let's see what's gonna happen here. We're not too far from the other main logging road with our old enemy. Alright guys, we're cooking up a pot of coffee, cowboy coffee as I call it. Whoa, look at that. This is gonna be a strong cup of coffee, which we need. Alright guys, so out in the woods there, I tried to explain the situation with our old enemy there, so to speak. 2 years ago, me and my brother-in-law, we were digging some metal, some scrap metal rails and stuff out on that old narrow track railroad. And this guy, he is the guy, as I tried to explain, who looks after the roads. He's the head of the maintenance of this logging road there. He don't really have any specific rights there, so to speak. Anyway, out in this area here, when in most rural areas, you're trying not to make enemies if you can avoid it. Anyway, we were digging some metal there, rails and all sorts of stuff we just put up on the old narrow track railroads, the roads there, as you've seen us driving on. And then some guys came in a vehicle, and they live in a village nearby. They saw all this metal there and they didn't look happy at all. But this, I mean, there's no owner to this metal, right? They were just like, long-nosed that we have digging this missile. Anyway, they called this guy, and here we all know each other, of course, even it's 10 kilometers from here. So he came up here and said, "Hey, guys, why are you driving out there?" and so on, so because he cannot say it's forbidden and we cannot dig metal there. So what he said was that we were making ruts, you know, tracks in the mud from the car. And then, yeah, we will destroy the road, which is pretty ridiculous because either it's sand road, which does not have any ruts, or there were like ruts this deep already. So it was just like, you know, trying to make us stay away from this spot there. So we split and nothing bad, nothing happened. He's actually a relatively nice guy. Anyway, when we were sleeping out there at the camp, this guy, he came, and I will explain later why. Because there's another explanation coming in the end of this video here, which is most likely the most surprising to us. Anyway, he came and said, "What the hell are you guys doing here? You have a half an hour to pack it up and you've made a fire and so on. You're crazy and this is illegal and all that good stuff." We were just, yeah, "Hey, take it easy. I mean, we're just going to the lake. We're not digging any metal and all that good stuff." We said, "Guys, I go, you have like 30-40 minutes and get on out of here." Okay, we were not doing anything really. He came back, we hadn't packed up camp, of course, and he said, "But I'm not going before you're leaving." And we were talking a little about his vehicle. He has a cool vehicle and so on, and he showed us the documents on the vehicle and blah 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 blah. We packed up and we left. He turned around at some point and went to do whatever he wanted to do because he came early in the morning, right? So he most likely had something to do other than escort us all the way out of the forest. So we're having a little improvised lunch here, which is deserved. But the logging road we were on is over there, like 5 kilometers. Now we're going down this one just to check it out. I know we have to get to this lake. And this guy here unfortunately spoiled my video for me and for you guys. It is what it is. But this I never ever tried. In the forest here. Somebody comes and says that we are not allowed to be there. Which is of course, yeah, it's not correct, but we just have to keep the peace, so to speak, right? Alright, so we'll head out of here. We move down further there and we will scout for a spot where we can in the future park the car and then walk over to the big lake there. That's of course gonna be a little bit of a walk, like 7-8 kilometers through the forest and so on, but if that's what it takes, then that's what we're gonna do, because this is a legendary spot and not many have been there because it's really difficult to reach. Even my father-in-law wanted to go there with a buddy 30 years ago and they haven't been there. And one thing that's awesome with these pockets here on the trousers, on the UF Pro trousers, is that we can get in the pocket from up here, of course, but when we're sitting in a vehicle, we can also gain access to our pocket here, get our phone out, or whatever we have of device down here, magazines, whatnot. That's a cool feature. And a little pocket here for the flashlight. The E9er from PowerTech. That's an awesome light as well. Let's see what we can find out there. The road is relatively nice here as well. I don't know what's going on in this part of the forest, but this part of the forest is full of vehicles. The guy who came to us was in a not vehicle similar to this, but a little bit. But we can always take a look at this guy here just for fun of it. Maybe it's a guy we know actually. So this is a typical Russian thing. You can see the wheels there. They're simply the tires. They're just cut out of logging truck tires, basically. They cut off a few layers just to make them more yeah, manageable, more softer, you can say, softer. We have a very small winch there. Interesting. But dang it, there's a lot of people here for some weird reason. Alright guys, so let's just stop the video here. We went a little bit further and yeah, we have built a very good plan. But what we did not knew when we were out there was that at the same day there's been made a temporary fire ban. There's actually a temporary ban for everybody to travel the forest in vehicle, on foot, whatnot. It's because there's been some forest fires, right? And this morning, or the morning that we were out there, there was actually a lot of smoke here around the homestead, and Mrs. Russia was calling to the local fire brigade guy, and he said he was out patrolling and so on. So what's going on is that everybody is, not everybody, but all the loggers and this and that, they're actually patrolling the forest and telling people to get out of the forest. But we spoke to the locals today and so on, and they of course anyway go and pick mushrooms and berries and so on, because that's stuff for the freezer, and many people earn money from this, right? So yeah, just don't make any fires in the woods and so on. But we had no idea about this, of course. So some of my commentary there while being in the forest was not that correct, but yeah, we didn't know, but we looked it up when we came home, and it was actually true that yeah, we're not allowed to be there. We thought that this guy was just yeah, trying to get back at us for digging metal 2 years earlier. Anyway guys, I hope you liked the video here, and I hope you want to check the links in the description and all that good stuff, and I hope you will consider supporting the channel. And until next time guys, please check the links in the description, and get out and train, get it done, and do something awesome. And see you in the next video guys. Thank you very much for your time.